Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. Today, the Houston Rockets are trading for two-time All-Star Victor Oladipo, who has spent his last 2.5 seasons with the Miami Heat. The Houston Rockets are the team that traded Victor Oladipo to the Miami Heat, as Victor Oladipo played 20 games with the Houston Rockets in the 2020-21 season. The Rockets traded for Oladipo in the events of the James Harden to the Brooklyn Nets trade in the 2020, or that wasn't the trade deadline. That was like 10 games into the season. That was really weird. It was like 10 games in. James had already played 10 games with the Rockets that year. Victor Oladipo had already played 10 games with the Pacers that year. But the Rockets traded James Harden to the Nets, got Karis LeVert. I think it was two other players, and a whole bunch of other draft picks and pick swaps. That's the best assets the Rockets got in the James Harden deal. But then ultimately the Rockets ended up flipping Karis LeVert. They sent Karis LeVert, and maybe it was a draft pick as well, to the Indiana Pacers for two-time All-Star Victor Oladipo. This was supposed to be a big move for the Rockets to acquire a very good player and pair him with John Wall for the Rockets' backcourt. But ultimately, it didn't end up well because Christian Wood got hurt. This Rockets team had injuries in that 2020-21 season. They went on like a 20-game losing streak when Victor Oladipo and Christian Wood were hurt. And ultimately, like DeMarcus Cousins got cut, and John Wall got pissed, and he eventually got hurt. He was fed up with the Rockets. Eric Gordon had some injuries. This was an injury team who were trying to tank. And ultimately, Victor Oladipo wanted out, and he wanted to play for a championship contender. And the Rockets traded him to the Miami Heat for Kelly Olynyk and Avery Bradley in 2022 first-round pick swap. And ultimately, the Rockets lost Avery Bradley and Kelly Olynyk in free agency. But the Heat managed to re-sign Victor Oladipo after that. But in the last two seasons, since the Miami Heat acquired Victor Oladipo, he has only played a total of 52 games in 2.5 seasons. So only played 4 games in the 2020-21 season after the Rockets traded him to the Heat. Only played 8 games in the 2021-22 season, and only played 42 games in the 2022-23 season. Injuries have been a problem going back to when he was going back to when he was with the Pacers. Injuries have been a problem, and injuries were a problem in the short amount of time he was with the Rockets. Injuries have been a problem when he was with the Heat. I don't really know if injuries were a problem when he was with the Magic. It doesn't look like it because he was pretty healthy then. I mean, rookie season played 80 games. Second season played 72 games, and with the Pacers, with the Magic in his last year played 72 games. His only year in OKC played 67 games. I mean, injuries have only became a problem for Oladipo after his big injury. I mean, his best year where he was considered maybe an MVP candidate, and the Pacers were like the 5th or 4th seed. I think they might have been the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference in that 2017-18 season. He played 75 games and 75 starts with 23 points per game. And the next season after that, he was an All-Star, played 36 games, but tore his ACL, and ever since, he's never really been the same. But the Houston Rockets are acquiring Victor Oladipo and Jeremiah Robinson Earl, and a trade with the Oklahoma City Thunder, trading Kevin Porter Jr. and 2 future second-round picks to the Thunder. How about this for Victor Oladipo? In the last couple of months, since July, since July, he has been reunited with 2 of his former teams. I mean, got traded to the Thunder. The Heat traded him and a second-round pick to the Thunder. And, he played for the Thunder in the 2016-17 season. It's not like he ever played a game back with them. And then, obviously, the Thunder wanted to, move him right back out. And they did that. And now he's back with another former team he played with in the 2020-21 season for 20 games, the Houston Rockets. So what's next? Are the Rockets going to trade him to the Magic? Or are they going to trade him to the Pacers? That's That's what I'm thinking might be next. Or maybe he's going to go back to the Heat. I have read that the Miami Heat could be interested in trading for Victor Oladipo. But I just want to talk about what this means for the Rockets acquiring Victor Oladipo. Do they keep him? Do they flip him? Let's get into it. I mean, I think that for Vic, I think it's a way different, team and direction when he was on this team in 2020-21, different head coach. Literally the only player that is still on the team from when Victor Oladipo was on this club in the 2020-21 season is Jason Tate. So that's the only player that Victor Oladipo has played with. Now, he did play with Aaron Holiday, who was the Rockets' third-string point guard, but he played with Aaron Holiday in Indiana in the 2018-19 season, the 2019-20 season, and for the first 10 games of the 2020-21 season. So, he has played with Aaron Holiday, but that was in Indiana, and he played with Jason Tate in Houston for 20 games. So, those are the only two players he has relationships with are Aaron Holiday and Jason Tate. But this is a different team, but still, I don't know if the Rockets really have a place for him to play. Look at your guards. I mean, you got Van Vliet and Jalen Green starting. Off the bench, some of your guards. You got Amen Thompson. You have Amen Thompson. You have Reggie Bullock. You have Cam Whitmore. I wouldn't put Aaron Holiday over Victor Oladipo, but still, I would maybe put Reggie Bullock over Victor Oladipo. Maybe that's a big maybe. Cam Whitmore definitely would want playing over Victor Oladipo. Same thing goes for Amen Thompson. So I just don't know if I really see Victor Oladipo getting minutes on this Rockets team. So for that matter, maybe you flip him and try to get something better. I've already heard that the Rockets are potentially interested in trading for three guys, Talen Horton-Tucker, Malcolm Brogdon, or Alec Burks. They're interested in trading for one of those three guys. So, I would be interested in the Rockets maybe making a move for one of those players. And, I don't see Victor Oladipo staying in Houston, although I don't think this is, obviously it's up to him. It's his decision. I just don't think it's going to be as bad as it was last time. I mean, before you saw players get traded to Houston, they don't want to stay. I think it's kind of different now. Personally, I think if Vic had to, I think he would stay. I think he would play. Obviously, I don't think he's ready. He's not going to be ready to go until I think November something. So he wouldn't even be able to play for the Rockets until like November something if he did. But I think it'd be different because this is a different team than they were when Victor Oladipo was on the Rockets in the 2020-21 season. So if the Rockets said, we're not going to move you, we have plans for you, I think he'd be okay with it. And he'd be like, all right, I'm going to have a decent bench role here in Houston. Not going to be like it was before in multiple ways. I'm not going to be one of the best scoring options on this team like I was in the 2020-21 season for 20 games. And not only that, but we're not going to be as terrible as we were for the 20 games when I was there. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if the Rockets flip Victor Oladipo or if they keep him. So, you guys know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think the Rockets should keep Victor Oladipo? Do you think they should move him elsewhere? But that's the video. Hope you guys enjoy their thoughts, and peace out.